Hey, what is up, YouTube? Hey, how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing great. I'm just thrown off right now. I've moved some things around, and we've got some updated news for you guys. Super excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Your love and support means the world. I'm just trying to split everything in the middle. I got all my news and media here. I've got the live stream just to kind of make sure I can see your comments and everything. Rita, good afternoon. Sherry, Daryl, what's good, my brother? Hey guys, we've got some breaking news. I'm telling you guys, you're not going to want to miss this video. We've got breaking news for most of you guys that are new to the channel. Excuse me, just tuning in. We try to do 200 likes. We've got some breaking news for you. And then if we can, make sure to like and subscribe. If you can subscribe to the channel, on our last live stream video, we had a ton of people subscribe. Thank you guys so much for that. We couldn't do it without you. But yes, we've got some breaking news for you today. We've got a ton of news. This information literally just come out today, guys. Today, this information just come out, and we're here to give you the most up-to-date information when it comes to this news. And I've got this little itch in my throat. I was wanting to grab some water, and I thought, I don't like water. Who likes water? And I saw one of these Capri Suns down there. And if you guys know, back in the day, these were the coolest things ever when you were a kid. We could never get none. And it wasn't until I was older that I was like, hey, I can buy Capri Sun now if I want it, But definitely let me know, guys. Shanta and Maria, Cindy, Noah, Lindy, Tina, Tammy, Debbie, Michael, Miss Deborah, Kelly Robinson, Michael, Mario, Maria, Charlie, Linda, Sheila, Miss Deborah, Sophia, Michael, Andres, Paula, Patrick, Laura, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys truly are amazing. We're almost there. We're almost at 200 likes. I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss this information. It is amazing. You're not going to want to miss. But stimulus update, new proposal could give Americans monthly $1,200 checks. Guys, I'm crazy, right? You already know I'm crazy. I'm not. Hey, look, we're all crazy in some way, right? That's what I heard. Hey, who knows about this good word right here? This is a good word. Yeah, I think everybody's crazy in a sense, but we're going to get started here in just a minute. I promise you're not wasting your time by tuning into the news. I promise you're going to either leave smiling, crying, or just happy. How many of you guys have ever seen that movie, The Water Boy? Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever seen that movie, The Water Boy. It's a great show. It's a great movie. Great movie. I'm just... Man, I've got this cough. Don't mind me, guys. So, this is how crazy I am. Look at this. I'm like, why am I just showing me this news when I could just show you guys? All right, tell me right there. Stimulus update, new proposal could give Americans monthly $1,200 checks. You got to see it to believe it. In Belize, Mexico, we went on a family cruise about 4 years ago. I ended up getting E. coli. It was terrible. Don't eat the coleslaw there. I'm just saying. And drink the water. Don't do it. You'll get sick. But they have their saying. It's in Belize. I have to Belize it to I have to Belize it to I have to seize it to Belize it. There you go. I have to seize it to Belize it. It was pretty cool. But anyways, there you go, guys. Right there on the screen, it shows you. And let me go there. $1,200 monthly checks. And I'm trying to make that a little bit better. And right there, $1,200 monthly checks. Look at that. Who else is going to get their screen and show it to you guys to prove that it is the truth and the truth will set you free? That's what the good word says, right? And I'm telling you the truth. I've got none. Well, why else would I tell you anything different, guys? Come on now. Even President Joe Biden himself. Listen, I'm telling you guys, this is some great news. It's for my throat. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm telling you. Look at this. Look at this right here. President Joe Biden. It's got to be that light right there. Look at that. President Joe Biden, monthly $1,200 checks. Who else is going to do this for you guys? I'm telling you. Some great news right here on the screen. Many of you guys are seeing it. Many of you guys are commenting about it, good, bad, and the ugly. I get it. Some don't believe it. Sometimes you got to see it to believe it. That's why I'm showing you on the screen. Now, many of you guys, we've got some breaking news. We're almost at 200 likes. You're not going to want to miss that. I've got some updated news for you guys. So here we go. Stimulus update, new proposal could give Americans monthly $1,200 checks. I know many of you guys would definitely pay off some bills. You would catch up and you would try to maybe put a little bit back for a rainy day. That rainy day fund comes in handy, especially when you get a flat tire, especially when you know how things go in life. They just don't work out the way we wish they would. And to come to find out, you just need that extra money. It's always good to support. Now, there are many things that are happening in Congress. There are many things happening with Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Donald Trump. And then we get this news that the stimulus update, that a new proposal could give Americans monthly $1,002 checks. Now, just by reading the title alone, it could give Americans, it did not signify or it did not mention in any eligibility requirements. It did not state that it was a certain group. It didn't state that it was just low income, fixed income, elderly, senior, disabled, VA, survivor. It just said give Americans. Well, that's a good thing in the sense that many Americans need financial relief. You and man, this cough won't go away. Anyways, you guys know as well as I do that we all need help financially, especially if you're living in this country. Unless you're a millionaire, unless you've got, $15,000, $20,000 in your savings account, more than likely we're living paycheck to paycheck. Is that the way that we thought it would be? Is that the way we want it to be? Well, of course not. Of course, we'd like to have a little nest egg sitting in the bank account for that rainy day in particular. Or, man, how would it feel to not ever use a credit card? Many Americans, businesses alike, have made it simple, the simplicity of using a credit card. Why pay for it now? Pay for it later. That's what they tell you. That's what they want you to know. That's what they want you to do. And so we all, hey, why not? And they'll give us a discount if I use a credit card and if I sign up. How many of you guys have a credit card? How many of you guys use them on a daily basis? Yep. And I got on one of my credit cards, I have a Discover card, and I got it. I was wondering, I was like, why is my amount due like $100, $120 more than it was the other day? I haven't even used it. In fact, I lost my card. Short story, I lost my wallet, guys, when we had Dex at the hospital. I was running out to grab me and my wife some food, and I ended up losing my wallet, my license, my credit cards, you name it. I lost it. Very sad day for John, but it's okay. I've reordered on my cards, got a new debit card, got a paper license until they send me a new one, but it's okay. I'm making it through it. But yeah, I lost it. And my big thing is when I went and looked at it, I had a $120 charge. And you know what that was for? Interest. Oh, yeah. I remember that little fine print that tells you when you use this credit card, guess what? Whatever you don't pay off at the end of the month, it's a little thing called interest. We're going to give you the money up front. But guess what? Are going to pay us back exactly what you use and more if you don't pay it back within a certain time. So again, guys, the fun beauty of using a credit card. Cindy, I'm with you. It's almost best not to have one. I do use them for a rainy day. I do use them, if something happens. For example, the wife's windshield busted. She was driving out of nowhere. A rock came out, busted the windshield, and it was like $700. And I'm like, oh my, I can tell you right now, I ain't got $700 sitting around anywhere. I ain't got it in a savings account. And I had to use handy dandy credit card. And it took us like a couple months to pay it off. But again, it was there for an emergency just in case, something like that happens. And I try to stay away from that because they can get you in trouble. So let's continue on in the news. So the American families that need money the most, the low income, the fixed income beneficiaries, this would go to propose a benefit that would help millions of American families. The first would provide an income floor for everyone in the face of inequality. Meanwhile, the second proposal would make the expanded child tax credit permanent. Now, this is my second child that I have, Dex, and getting with Z-Man, there's a child tax credit that they give you with every kid. You get like a little tax credit, and it helps, especially if you have a lot of kids. Man, I remember when I was working with a buddy, he had like 5 kids, guys, 5 kids. Many of you guys, some of you might have 5 kids. And I remember he came and told me, I was like, man, I'm so excited. I'm getting my tax refund. I'm getting like $1,200. Yes, I am rich. That's what I used to think. Man, I'm rich. $1,200. I'm going to go buy me all kinds of stuff. Man, that money didn't last more than a week. You know why? Because I was always behind on my bills. I was always late on something. But I remember he told me, he said, hey, John, he said, man, did you get your taxes done? He's like, yeah. I was like, I did. I said, I got $1,200. He's like, oh, wow, that's good. I said, I think that's good. He said, yeah. Well, I know, I've got a lot of kids, but they really helped us out this year, and we got like $15,000. I was like, oh, how much did you get? Like 15 grand. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of money. And again, I get it, kids, but here's the thing. I don't think necessarily you'll spend 15,000 on all your kids in a year. Maybe if they're in sports and in doing a lot of activities, maybe because that stuff adds up. But at the same time, when they're homeschooled, his were homeschooled. I don't see that, and they're not like big shoppers, and they're not like, and so I was like, man, that's a lot. Getting a fixed car, a new car, or something like that. See that happening? No, but child tax credit, making it permanent. How many of you guys are cool with that? Cindy, 2 daughters and 2 grandchildren. Man, Marlene, where's the love and support? My kids are grown. Hey, I think about that, like when little Z-Man and little Dex are out on their own and making it happen in their lives and living life. And it's like a bittersweet moment. At the same time, it's sweet because they're having an opportunity to go out there and what you instilled into them is going to come out. What you put into them, how you grew them, developed them, what you showed them, and they're going to go make something happen. The bitter part is, quiet house, and hey, but for a lot of people, that's a good thing. I know right now I got some family members. They're like, man, I couldn't wait till the kids got out. Now it's just me and the wife, and we're going to have a good time. And I'm not saying that's not going to happen. All I'm saying is, I'm enjoying these little moments, like little Dexlin just woke up. He was ready for that bottle. And little Z-Man, I guess, heard his brother cry. He decided to wake up from their nap, and they're wanting to be held. And Z-Man's 2 years old, guys. He's still that cuddle bug. He loves the blanket, sit on the couch, and he wants to watch some tractors on YouTube. That's his thing, guys. But yeah, super excited about the child tax credit. Sorry for going off on all this. Guys, we are excuse me, 13 likes away from some breaking news we're going to be going over and sharing with you guys. So they're going to be pushing for measures such as guaranteed income through legislative proposals like the Support Act. The Support Act would obviously send out $1,200 per month to every adult and $600 per month to every child through local government via cash payments over a 5-year period. All of this information, the most up to date that literally just come out. The bill builds on successful guaranteed income pilot programs that we have seen actually work nationwide in cities including Minneapolis and St. Paul. Every child, here's what they want to do. They want every child to be taken care of. So they want to end child poverty that could be an alternative to making this child tax credit permanent. In addition, Omar, along with Representative Rashid Tlaib and Jesus Garcia, reintroduced the End Child Poverty Act, which would replace the child tax credit and the child provisions in the Earned Income Tax Credit with a universal child benefit, according to a statement. The three lawmakers announced that on a federal level, this program would be universal and include no income phase-ins and phase-outs. Children would automatically be enrolled in at birth, and every family would receive a monthly payment distributed by Social Security Administration for every child they are currently caring for up until the age of 18. New proposal that could give Americans the monthly $1,200 checks. Paula, good. Yeah, that's true. Who doesn't love a good blanket on the couch? Yep, Daryl, I'm with you. So we'll actually talk about that too, because I've got that news updated as well right here on the screen, and I'll pull it up so we can read off that. But guys, really fast. So two things. We've already hit 200 likes, and as promised, breaking news. But I've got a big question for you that I'll ask you after the breaking news. Okay, so did you guys see just probably 2 hours ago, they found the submersible, the Titan, the Ocean Gate submarine, where the 5 people that went down to do like their own tour, of the Titanic. Did you see that they found the Titan? That's the breaking news. Cindy, yes. Anybody else? So, unfortunately, guys, the passengers have passed. For those of you that have not kept up with it or have not seen it, like for somebody just asked if they're alive. And Marie, thank you so much, Richard, Mary. Yeah. They did not make it. Michael, I'm not 100% sure which benefits are you referring to. So the problem is, guys, with what would happen, and they didn't say it on the video, but I could pick it up because I've been doing a lot of research for my other channel, Conservative John, and I did a story yesterday about it, and I did a story today about it, and I even found a video, an animation that kind of shows you what happened. I don't have the link in the description, but if you want to go check that out, the channel name on YouTube is Conservative John, and you just have to keep scrolling because I'm still new at it. Down the list, you'll see my picture, and you can like and subscribe. Go check it out. So there's an animation that shows you kind of what happened in that whole situation. And when he first talked, it sounded like they collided with the Titanic, like the breeze and everything down in that area kind of swept them into the Titanic. They ended up malfunctioning. They were just sitting at the bottom of the ocean floor. But unfortunately, due to, I would say, hardware malfunction, the build of the actual submarine, due to some effects and just things that were not right, I honestly think that there was something that there was one of the guys that was supposed to be on that submarine ended up backing out because he said that they cut too many corners, and he's not all for cutting corners and didn't want to take a chance. Well, his gut feeling told him right, because if he would have been on there, he definitely wouldn't have survived. So what happened was the boat, the submarine is going down, And 2 hours as it's going down, which, I mean, there's no telling how long it took them to get down to the 13,000 where the Titanic is actually sitting, 12,000 feet, down. And as they're going down, they had a catastrophic implosion. And what that means is the pressure, something inside gave, something in the cabin, in the hole, it gave, it collapsed, and it just like this. And the best way that I can explain it is what happens when you have a balloon and you squeeze it too much, it pops. And that's essentially kind of what they said happened in this situation is the pressure of being down so far, it literally ruptured and it just imploded everything. There's a catastrophic implosion. And again, it's on my channel. I've got an animation of it to show you kind of what had happened. And what they said was about 1,600 yards from the bow of the actual Titanic, they found debris of the Titan submarine. And it was debris of, the submarine pretty much. And, I don't know how, there's a lot, to say about it. It was only 22 feet long, and it was at the bottom of the ocean floor, at the very bottom. And how they found it was they had a sonar submarine that was remote control that picked up on the debris and saw that some of the pieces that was on the submarine was laying on the ocean floor. And when they started searching it, they found more and more and more debris. And come to find out, they figured out, hey, we know what happened. Catastrophic implosion. So that's that news, guys. Breaking news on that. Man, and I had something else to tell you guys. What was I going to tell you? Man, it slipped my mind. Definitely. Julia Gilmore, what about the money we're supposed to get on Wednesdays according to our birthdays? So for those on a fixed income, you're supposed to get those on your birthday on the Wednesday. If you haven't received it, the Social Security Administration asks you to wait 2 to 3 days. Okay. If on that third day you haven't seen it, you haven't been notified about it, it hasn't hit your bank account, you haven't gotten it, then that's when you need to contact the Social Security Administration. This is where I think instead of putting $80 billion at the time to the IRS, this is where they should have put like $20 billion into the Social Security Administration. This would help you guys in making sure that you guys get taken care of. Willie Willis, I appreciate that, guys. All right, so if I remember the other thing, I'll definitely come back to it. But yes, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a ton. You guys did amazing on the last live video. Can we make it happen again on this video? So here we go. Let's see. Yep. All right, here we go. Sorry, I was trying to figure out where it was. So the $1,200 check would go to every single adult, and $600 checks would go to every child under the age of 18. And how would they pay for it? Well, they'd pay for it through local governments via cash payments, and this would be over a 5-year span. This would definitely change lives. This would definitely help a lot of families out that are struggling. But 5 years may be too much of a long time. And the reason I say that is there's always got to be a balance, guys. There's got to be a balance between, hey, for this amount of time, we'll help you. But at the same time, we've got to make sure that we're funding programs like Social Security, Medicare, VA, military, all that good stuff, because that would be a lot of money for every adult. Now, and of course, there's going to be a stipulation. You can't make 6 figures, right? If you make below a certain income bracket, then you would qualify, especially if your family income or household income, because a lot of times both parents have to work in order to make ends meet. You got the dad working, you got the mom working. It's a lot of work, guys. And just so they could actually, mothers or fathers, whoever would, could stay home, watch the kids, take care of the kiddos. That's what they need most. Back in the day, the mom would be the one to stay home. And I've tried to make that happen for my wife, working multiple jobs, doing everything I can. Because if there's anybody that I want raising my son, my both sons, it's me and my wife. And we have certain morals and we certain beliefs, like we believe in going to church and we believe in respecting your elders. Yes, sir. No, sir. We believe in respecting other people's property. We believe in making sure that you're listening and you respect adults, you respect authority, making sure you're going to church. All these morals that we have, we try to, I want to instill in my boys. The last thing that I need is someone who doesn't have my beliefs, doesn't have the same morals, doesn't have the same interests in mind, that's going to influence and teach my kid things of, like, of course, they're going to be influenced by something. And if there's anything, I want it to be influenced by us. Not like even with school. There's a school that is a church school, and it's not a Catholic school or anything like that, but it's just like a regular private school that is more towards our, it's a church school, but it's one of the best degrees, best teachers, best principal, top of the line people working in it, facilities. And it's a school that, hey, if you would love to send your kid there, and that's what we're planning on doing with both my boys. Because again, you got to do what you can as a parent to protect them as much as you can from all the craziness of the world and life. There are some things in life that you need to experience. But what I learned in my life, being 21 out on my own, I had my own apartment. I worked 3 jobs. I'm not lying. I was a mechanic in the morning for my first job. I got off. I went to work at Logan's at night. And then I worked that a few days a week. And then the other time I was mowing yards. I had probably like 15, 20 yards I was mowing by myself. And again, I was doing all of this to have my own apartment. I wanted to be out on my own, support myself. And that's what I did. But here's the thing. I got tangled up with a lot of people that showed me things, or I got to experience things or see things that I would have never, me, myself intentionally would have never done. But because I seen it and I got exposed to it, there was always a curiosity of doing those things. And that's where I want to make sure that we make sure we instill into them good, common sense, and to say, hey, make sure to surround yourself around smart, good people. So that way things that you do are smart and good. And you don't have to worry about getting in trouble. You don't have to worry about getting caught or doing the wrong thing. And I remember sitting, it's funny, I remember sitting at I wouldn't even say a friend's house. I don't even know who they were. We had visited some people's house that we hung out with. And I remember it was like 2:00 in the morning. We're all there. And I'm going to tell you something. You ever have them moments where it's like, what am I doing here? Like, this ain't me. This ain't who I am. Like, this is crazy. And that night, I never did that again. I don't know. There was something that clicked in my brain and said, no, this ain't me, man. I'm better than this. I'm better than this. And I'm thankful for the upbringing and the influences I had in my life at the time to help me. They didn't make the decision for me, but I made the decisions for myself to do what's right. All right. So thank you guys so much for commenting and listening to my stories. Let's talk about more important news. We've got also the update when it comes to the 2100 Act. I know many of you guys were talking about this, but one of the biggest things that I'm super excited about, guys, and it's hard not to talk about it. It's hard because I'm telling you, one of the best things that I've seen so far when it comes to stimulus checks, all of this news, is the changes they're wanting to make by 2024. They're literally wanting to give you guys a $500 increase, monthly increase, not just a one-time payment, but an extra $500 a month. That's $3,600 a year. That's more than Bernie Sanders was projecting. That's more than a lot of people were projecting. And that's an additional $500 a year. Guys, that is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And, and I'm thinking, man, $500 extra a month, what would you do with that? That's like a car payment right there. I remember, oh my gosh, guys, talking about going back in the day. And again, I know I'm only 32, but still, I remember back in the day when my truck payment was only $214. And I thought that was a lot. I was like, man, why is my truck payment so expensive? Oh, if I could go back, guys, if I could go back, I would be dancing, shouting for a $200 truck payment. If you've ever tried to go get a new truck, I think the payments start out like at $750. And I'm like, I guess I'm not getting a new truck. So here we go, guys. There's two proposals that are happening. The first one is providing every American with a $1,200 check. Again, stipulations. If you make six figures, that's probably you're not gonna count in that. The second proposal is the child tax credit, making it permanent to provide you with more child tax relief every single year without worrying, hey, is it actually going to be good this year? Now, what I really did want to touch base on was the 2100 Act. The 2100 Act has an amazing chance of passing, providing more income every single month for you guys all across the board. That includes everyone from Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, Survivor. Every one of you guys would get that increase. It's across the board. Elderly, senior citizen, you guys would definitely be getting that out. All right. And I'm just checking up on the news. Exactly. And Marie, and I feel like at some point they really are going to push something. You guys, I mean, if we really be honest, let's be honest for a second. So you and I both know how Joe Biden and the Biden administration works. When his poll numbers have not been looking good at all. He has not been doing well popularity-wise with the American people. You and I both know it. We've seen it, and it's not been a good thing. And to win midterm elections, what he has done is he said, hey, guys, I've got something up my sleeve. Why not propose giving every single student up to $20,000 off debt of their debt? Someone like calling it debt cancellation. So $20,000, that's like a private school or something. But even if you were just a regular college, $10,000. Now, I don't know who would be crazy enough to say, no, I'm okay. I don't mind paying $10,000. You can keep your, debt cancellation. No, every single student, I think what they calculated was 26 million students that voted in favor of Joe Biden because he said that he was going to cancel student debt. And even right here, the House fails to overturn Biden's veto in effort to cancel student debt relief. The House Republicans were not able to convince 2/3 of the majority they needed to overturn President Biden's veto of a resolution that was shot down his proposal to cancel $20,000 of a borrower's student loan debt. Now, again, that is one of the proposals of him getting out there, campaigning to the people, saying, if you vote for me, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make this happen. And it looks blurry. So I'm trying to figure out where to stand. Okay, that's good. Okay. So that was one of the proposals. So I'm not going to be surprised if coming into this end of the year, he understands his presidency, his elections on the line, his campaign, he's got to pull something out of his hat. What's he been waiting for? Well, I can tell you exactly what he's waiting for. He's waiting to propose to the elderly senior citizens that, you know what? It's time that we give you guys the money you deserve. It's time for these $1,200 monthly checks to go out. It's time to make child tax credit permanent. But here's the problem. If he doesn't get it passed, he can't sit there and blame the Republicans, which he will, to say, well, I tried, and the Republicans, they're just bad people. Well, there's a way to do things and there's a way not to do things. But what I've understood is that he's got something up his sleeve to give you guys more money. The biggest question is, will you vote for Joe Biden? Let me know down in the comments below. I feel like some people might do it. I feel like some people might just vote for him. I don't know if they're going to do the voter registration where you mail it in, because the mail-in ballots was a disaster in 2020. What will happen this year where they actually make you go in physically, show your proof, and actually sign it? Because if that's the case, then of course there's no way to cheat it. Yeah, Biden administration, they cheated. Yes, they did. If you want to look it up, go check it out. It's already been confirmed. They cheated. Also, if you think that there needs to be more stimulus checks going out, let us know down in the comments below. But guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Your time and your everything that you do for the channel is much appreciated. We're on the way to 100,000 subscribers, and we can't do it without you. That's why we need your help. Tomorrow, we will be doing a live stream with a giveaway to give you guys a chance to win $25 gift card. Many of you guys have been asking for it, and you'll have a chance to win. Stay tuned. I've got more videos on the way. I love you. I appreciate you. Stay tuned till next time. I'm John Miro. Peace.